But because of the pandemic, vaccines are being developed on parallel tracks, so both steps are happening just at the same time.
How are the vaccines being tested?
Right now, several different COVID vaccines are in testing. Each go through multiple clinical trials with up to thousands of volunteers.
How do vaccines get approved?
Not all COVID vaccine versions will make it to the final stages of testing and approval. Produced vaccines that do not pass clinical trials will be destroyed. But for those that do pass, a team of medical experts will examine test results and possible side effects. If the vaccine is effective and safe, it gets approved. Go to covidvaccinewa.org to learn more. A message from the state of Washington.
This is Big Poppy, host of Jazz from the Cabinets. Join me each week for a listening tour of the first century of jazz, an eclectic mix of Dixieland, big band, cool jazz, bebop, contemporary jazz, world jazz, all jazz in all forms. That's Jazz from the Cabinets with Big Poppy on Rainier Avenue Radio, streaming worldwide on RainierAvenueRadio.world.
Women are not an homogenous group. We face discrimination differently depending on factors such as ethnicity, age, socioeconomic status, and more.
Rainier Avenue Radio is proud to amplify women's voices.
They are the experts of their own lives, initiating conversations within their community about challenges they face, the solutions they're working on, and the opportunities they see.
Please join us this Sunday from 2 to 5 for Women's Voices on Air. We know our challenges. We are the experts of our lives.
We are master multitaskers, prioritizing our family, friends, and our faith above our own needs.
Our needs and voices are too often overlooked.
Please join us this Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. for Women's Voices on Air.
We tell our stories in our own way.
Atlantic Street Center has been serving the children, youth, and families of the Seattle-King County area since 1910. We partner with families and communities to raise healthy, successful children and youth through services including counseling, early learning, youth development, domestic violence, and education support for school-aged children. Committed to serving the African-American community, Atlantic Street Center provides services and support for all marginalized people. Learn more at AtlanticStreetCenter.org.
Would you like to see when your favorite Rainier Avenue Radio show comes on? Check out our show schedule, updated weekly at RainierAvenueRadio.world.
Welcome to Real Estate and Money, a half-hour program on RainierAvenueRadio.world designed to help you whether you're a buyer, seller, investor, or renter in real estate. Your hosts are two local professionals who will escort you on your journey. Violeta Strash, who has years of media advertising and marketing experience and brings this extensive knowledge to real estate and all our clients. And Tina Lombard, who is a mortgage loan originator with guaranteed rate Affinity with over 28 years of experience. And now here's Violeta and Tina.
Hi, everybody. Tina, you're muted.
Here I am.
Now you can talk.
Great. Well, hello, everyone. And thank you for joining us today on this March. Happy Women's Day, International Women's Day.
Yay. Yes, it's all about us.
Okay.
Should always, every day should be all about us.
Yeah, always all about us. So welcome to Real Estate and Money, everyone, where we talk about the issues of real estate and money that has an impact on our lives, and how you can buy and sell, and how you can get financing. But today we've got a special guest with us, V. Am I correct?
Yes, we've got the host of Women in Business Expo Group, also here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world, Carmelle Bias. She will be, she can join in the whole time and talk to us. I hear a really bad echo, but anyway, I will go ahead and start my market update, shall we? Okay, here we go for Seattle. Right now, take a look at this. Pause here, Daniel. We're looking at the 350,000 range. Whoops. That is going really fast in the first few days, first 30 days, 88% of those homes are getting sold. And the interest rate right now, 3.9. Unbelievable. Still pretty low compared to a few years ago. So that's our quick update from John L. Scott Real Estate. And I'm going to give you the inventory counts for our 3 favorite counties where we all live, except for Tina, of course. For King County, the past couple of weeks, we've had 378 homes active on the market. 377 homes have been sold for an average price of $1,227,000. Last year was $1,075,000, so that's a 14% increase. In February last year, days on the market 23. Right now, the end of last month, 16. So 7, like a whole week less before things are sold. It's going pretty fast again. And the dollar per square footage, $411 last year to $487, 76% increase from year to year. Pierce County, active homes, 187, sold 173 in the past couple of weeks at an average price of $611,000 versus last year was $566,000. That's an 8% increase. Now you see we're seeing increases again, right? It kind of was stable for a while, but no, it's gone up again. And days on the market last February, 25. This year, 16. That's a little over a week, 9 days to be exact difference. And then in square footage, $240 a square foot last year and $290 this past February. That's a $50 increase right there. And then in Snohomish County, we are looking at 160 homes actively on the market. 173 homes have been sold in the past couple of weeks at an average price of $906,000 this year versus last year, $751,000. That's 21% up. Amazing. Days on the market, 21 versus right now it's 13, and that's 8 days faster. Okay. And then dollar per square feet, $290 last February. And this, at the end of last month, we saw $362. That's $72 difference. So there you have it. It's still crazy. It's getting stronger. We're into the spring market. And so there's a lot of buyers out there interested in finding the right home, willing to pay what they need to for that home of their dreams. And Tina is there to help them get the financing. And we know so many people who are just sitting on the fence waiting for something, I don't know what, but first thing we need to do is get that financing in place. And you need to talk to Tina. She knows everything. Right?
Well, that's what I try to tell my friends and my family. Yes. But in actuality, so I asked Daniel to pull up my my screen really quick, or pull up my website while I'm talking, so we can kind of look. So the rates have been kind of taking a dip, and so I know that. Yeah, I think you want to scroll just a little bit more, Daniel, to where it says today's rates. Keep going. Right. Oh, go up a little bit. Right there. Okay. Okay. So if you look at the rates, I'm not quite sure if the rates that you had were as of yesterday or this morning.
Oh, no.
The markets are rallying. They change every hour, on the hour, in the morning, in the evening. So if you look now, 30-year fixed on an FHA is 4.25. The 30-year fixed is 4.375. And a 15-year is at 3.5% on a 15-year. Now, Daniel, can you scroll over to where it says 1 point instead of 0 points? Okay. Thank you. You can buy the rates down to maybe 3.925 on a 30-year fix or a VA, but you see the rates they're rallying, and they rallied again this morning, and so they are going upward. So if you can, thank you, Dan. You can go ahead and take that off now, because of what's going on in Europe. A lot of the rates are going kind of cuckoo. The market's going cuckoo. So actually, when everything started happening in Europe last week, the rates kind of stopped going up and just kind of stopped it for a second to find out what was going on. But then as of today, they're like, okay, let's keep going. And so they struck up again. So it's very important that when you do look for rates, when you do get an approval, we actually will give you an approval based on the rates as they are today. But when you receive your property, you identify a property, that's when we lock in the rates. So for those of you who are sitting on the fence and you're hesitating, it's not the time because money's burning. So if you can go ahead and get a home now or get a new financing or refinance now, it's better that you do it now. Don't wait till better weather, because that's not really going to help you make your payments lower. So the sooner you can get into financing, the better it's going to be for your interest rates. And the prognosis is for the interest rates to continue to rise, either swiftly or fastly, but it's going to be very steady. So that is it on my side of rates and market update. But
Go ahead, Tina. Were you saying something?
Yeah, well, so we want to talk about International Women's Day.
Yes, and we're going to bring Carmelle on right now because she's got a lot to share with us too. Hi, Carmelle.
Good afternoon, Miss B. How are you?
I'm good, and our co-host Tina is there too.
Hi, Carmelle.
Hi, Tina.
Introducing you too.
Yes, glad to be on your guys' show this afternoon. Thank you so much.
So, what do you know about International Women's Day and Women's Day in general?
Today is a day all about women, honoring women, and the work it is that we've done in the culture, moving forward for women, women that are working hard, women that are head of household, women that are doing great things in our culture, you know. So today is that day that we honor those women that have definitely made the way, you know, created the path for us to do the work it is that we do today.
Yeah, there's so many women in history and current and probably our future women who are changing the course of history, making a difference in our lives. And we just want to, this is an opportunity to recognize all these women who are significant contributors, right?
Definitely that, yes. Recognizing women in the work it is that we're doing and moving forward, you know, in life.
How about real quick? Do you want to, starting with Tina, who would you recognize today as a special woman contributor or someone that's made a difference?
Oh, man, you're catching me off guard. But there are so many, because there's just so many different women. I mean, if you want to go business, if you want to go entertainment, you want to go so on and so forth, you know.
How about entertainment?
Entertainment, well, like Dorothy Dandridge was actually for a woman, African-American descent, that kind of like broke a lot of different molds that went in. You have people like Lena Horne that actually took the bull by the horns and just broke into the industry as a woman and a minority woman, and actually took the whole market by storm. But internationally, women have always been suppressed. They're still getting suppressed today. And there's so many women who have been first at their job, first in their career, first in their industry. And you couldn't really just name one because there's so many different people. When I grew up, Barbara Mandrell was pretty big to me because she played all these different instruments on stage and sang and had her own show. And to me, she showed that women can play any instrument and be on TV and entertain and be very talented and beautiful and graceful at the same time. So although she wasn't as popular as one of my faves, Donna Summer, it showed that people were comfortable with women actually showing their full range of talent and not having to apologize for it.
Yeah. Okay. How about Miss Carmelle, women in business, since you're all about business empowerment?
Yes. Well, you know what? I always recognize the woman in business. Normally in my life, it goes to my grandmother. You know, my grandmother, she was a woman in business. She took care of business. She raised, 5 kids and had a husband, and she managed her family. She was an entrepreneur within herself. So that woman it is that I always recognize when it comes to women in businesses is my grandmother. She taught me a lot of things about business. And so I always give that shout out to her. And also and my mom too. She's an amazing businesswoman, always out doing her thing. So those are the women it is that I recognize that are close and near and dear to my heart, that I give that honor to, especially when it comes to like business. So
Yeah.
I honor those women. Yes. And then there's a whole list of other women it is that I definitely can name that have been an influence. But those are the two that are near and dear to my heart. And especially when it comes to my career choice of being an entrepreneur. So
Okay.
I think those
How about you, V?
Well, first of all, I think we need to recognize and thank President Jimmy Carter, who in 1980 made it a mandate to have a women's. This feedback is crazy. History Month. You guys hear the feedback too? But anyway, President Carter, yes, thank you for creating Women's History Month of March. And then, okay, who's the woman that everybody may have handled, touched her in some way in the past years? Susan B. Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah, who gets a coin named after them? Susan B. Anthony. So kind of cool for that. I am thinking of Rosa Parks. She was, she was in there. She challenged race segregation, and if it wasn't for her, we'd all be sitting in the back of the bus.
Yeah.
And then of course the Virgin Mary, because what did she do? She only gave birth to Jesus. So very important in our lives, very instrumental in a lot of our lives. And then following in that vein, Roman Catholicism, there's Mother Teresa, who created the missionary of charities. Is that right? I don't know. But and then the first nurse, Flo, Florence Nightingale. Yes, we have to recognize all the women who serve in that capacity, and a lot of women right now who are, helping with our health crisis.
Yes. Say, Miss V too. Also, we want to recognize those women too that may not be well-known household names. Maybe it's the cashier, lady, or maybe it's the lady at the veterinarian's office. The lady at the school. The one it is that makes sure that our kids get home safely. That the crossing guard, whoever that woman is. So we acknowledge all the women today on International Women's Day and honor them for the work it is that each woman does. If it's known or unknown, we just say thank you to all of them.
Thank you. And I thank all two of you ladies with me right now. Let's go to the halfway point with a little break. Daniel?
Tune in to Real Estate and Money every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3 here on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. Join your hosts Violeta Strash with John L. Scott Kent North and Tina Lombard with Guaranteed Rate Affinity. They'll help you navigate the waters of our volatile real estate market and offer you some guidance on how to make your hard-earned money work to make your dreams come true. Learn about current trends, get tips on financial matters, and have fun, interactive discussions about your home inside and out. That's Real Estate and Money.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's just start what Carmelle's business is and her show is all about. Tina, talk to us about how women can get, if they're the breadwinner or single mom, how do they get financing, and can they without additional help?
Yes. Well, the thing is, women are very powerful, very powerful. Like you said before, the Blessed Mother is one of the most powerful woman that ever was that walked this earth, because she gave birth to our Lord. But, as far as women are concerned, we are very powerful. And in a lot of different cultures, actually, the woman is the alpha. A lot of different animal systems, the woman is the alpha. So we're more powerful than we can ever imagine. International Women's Day started back in 1909 in Europe and actually traveled over here across the years. But as far as financing is concerned, ladies, I have so many women buying businesses, buying homes, buying commercial buildings. My mother with a 5th grade education bought 2 apartment buildings when she came from the Philippines. I mean, we're very, very powerful. So the only blockages we have nowadays in 2022 is the one in our minds. So women are very powerful. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. A lot of times women, after they separate from the family and divorce situations that were very hindering, after they leave those situations, they become very prosperous when they realize that the power is from within. and not from somebody else. You don't need help from anybody. You want to start with yourself. And men have known this for centuries, but women have just been given permission to act upon this. So if you want to get a house, if you want to sell a house, if you want to buy commercial property, if you want to buy buildings downtown, as a woman, yes, you can. Yes, you can. So I encourage you to reach out to people as myself and V. And, in our industry, we're lucky to work in an industry where there are a lot of women who represent people in our industry. So you can actually reach out and talk to women and work with a woman if you want to. So as far as financing, banking, buying houses, buying property, it is definitely now a woman's world.
Okay.
That's exactly it. Miss Tina, can I go ahead and ask you a question? Is there a benefit at all to being a woman-owned property owner? Is there any kind of benefit there?
I mean, as far as rates or anything like that, or
yes.
Okay, no, because then that would be biased. That would be like if a man gets a better rate because he was a man. So you've got that equality there. So there isn't any, but yeah, I mean, you're going to qualify just as an individual no matter what, no matter how you identify. But I encourage women. A lot of times, you'd be surprised, Carmelle, how I have a woman and a man, and sometimes the man's credit is bad, or they're not working, or they're not paying bills, and they're still living in the house, and they're not paying child support, and they're actually weighing this person down. And the woman insists to have them on the title. And it's like, at that point, you're better off by yourself. Okay? You have a lot of times where people are trying to I need somebody to co-sign with me. I need somebody to co-sign with me. Like, no, you don't. Your score is like 801. This person's score is 620. You don't need somebody else. You make enough money. So I'm glad you asked that question, because a lot of times you are better off by yourself because you don't have to carry anybody's weight of debt or anybody else's credit.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, Carmelle, I wanted to have you speak about Women Empowerment Talk Radio and your Women in Business Expo group.
Yes.
That's what it's all about today, right?
Yes, that's exactly it. Well, again, I wanted to thank you and Tina for having me on your show this afternoon and allowing me this time to be able to talk to your listening audience, letting them know about Women in Business Expo Group, which we are a nonprofit organization serving the Seattle-Tacoma area right now, but we are expanding, reaching out to other areas, providing resources and support for business-minded individuals, helping them along the way to accelerate their business, market, grow, and expand their business. So some of the services it is that we offer are monthly empowerment sessions. This is where we provide guest speakers that come in, provide resources for small business owners, giving them like some resources, information, keeping them abreast and up to date on what's going on in the business world, connecting business owners, staying connected together. That's something that is very important in today's day and age when it comes to business, is definitely staying connected. So like I said, we offer the monthly empowerment sessions. I also do some consultation and coaching that also too helps, for those that are looking to start, grow, expand, market their business, get the word out there. A number of different things. We were doing also too prior to COVID, quarterly networking events, and hopefully being able to get back to that also too. And then large, community events. I love putting on these large events, allowing vendors to be able to come in and showcase and sell their products and services. This is definitely an avenue that we create for the small business owner to have that extra avenue of revenue coming in, and especially when you're starting a business, it allows that small business owner that market research there to do their research and determine if the business is feasible or not. So there's a number of different services it is that we offer at Women in Business Expo Group. I'm always looking for those business owners that are out there interested, need that help, need that assistance, the support, the research in moving forward. So we are there for you, and that's the Women in Business Expo Group. Like I said, we're a nonprofit organization currently just serving the Seattle-Tacoma area, but definitely looking to expand that market and to reach out into other cities and states. So we're definitely moving forward. Yes.
And Carmelle, I apologize. You know what? Now I understand what you're asking me as far as is it a benefit to be a woman. There are a lot of grants, a lot of mentorship, counseling. There are a lot of different situations if you are certified a woman-owned business. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, exactly.
Yes. My mother did we got a lot of contracts, a lot of loans, a lot of different things as a woman-owned business. Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Good.
Yes, there are.
Good. So definitely, continue to encourage women to go out and purchase property too. Start your own business, do what you need to do for sure. Definitely that. Also, too, our show, Women Empowerment Talk Radio on Rainier Avenue Radio.world. For sure. It's a 30-minute show that we do in cooperation with Women in Business Expo Group. The show is really designed for small business owners to be able to bring them on, allow them to share their story, their expertise, the behind the scenes, a lot of things that we don't see when it comes to putting together a business or starting a business, So that's what the radio show, though, is about. Women Empowerment Talk Radio is all about allowing the business owner that time to be able to, again, share their story, their expertise, kind of the ups and downs, the trials and tribulations behind business that we normally don't see, when the business becomes a success and we see the business take off, but we don't know what has happened behind that. There's always the story behind the story. So the show, it allows the business owner, you see an inside to the owner, which is good. And so I allow that there on the show there. So
tell us when it airs, Carmelle.
Show normally airs. Well, I know I record every first and third Thursday of the month at 2 p.m. And then it airs. I receive the link, of course, and then goes out from there. And normally people can check it out on YouTube. I know that there is a YouTube link, Women Empowerment Talk Radio. And then also, too, they can take a look at the Facebook page, Women in Business Expo Group.
Okay.
Wow. That is great. Yeah, it's just something because women don't realize out there. I mean, like you were saying, the women empowerment, there's a lot of loans, grants. A lot of times when you go to bid on a government contract, if you are a certified women's, business, actually they'll look at you because they have to fulfill certain categories. They have to make sure that they give equal opportunity to everybody. So if you are a woman-owned business, it really does behoove you to go out there as a woman and license yourself as such. So, and there are plenty of people behind you. Come on, my right, like Capital Community Development, that's downtown Seattle.
Yeah.
Dallas Davis. They're just amazing stuff. So, as a woman, we encourage you. 2022 is the year.
That's exactly it. Yes, it's encouraged for us as women to go out to become entrepreneurs, and especially during this time now, being self-sufficient and determine how much you make, not someone else. You set the limit, you set the bar, and that's what the entrepreneur is all about, is creating our own. It takes innovativeness, creativity, and a lot of stamina.
Well, I find too, I see a lot of people who apply for home loans and they own businesses, like, just trucking or landscape or something. And the woman actually is at home running the business, doing all the HR and everything. And the man's out there working. And the woman is nowhere on any of the business licenses, nowhere, even though she's doing everything. And I look at her and I say, have you guys ever thought about getting a line of credit, business line of credit, so you can expand your employee system? You can go out there and get more jobs. And the woman just crawls over my desk and she says, where? I said, and the husband's like, but they think differently. Women are wired differently. So as women, we will support you. Other women reach out, support you. Carmelle, her organization will support you. We'll find insurance. We'll find loans. We'll find business tactics, mentorship, how to write a business plan, how to get your debt in order, what banks to go to, what happens if you get declined from SBA. We can give you resources. You just have to reach out.
Mm-hmm. Right. I can find you a house.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just give me
that's definitely it too, Tina. That's what it's all about. Is us at Women in Business Expo Group is being able to provide you with those resources so you don't have to, do that alone. The thing is to stay connected with one another so that the process moves a lot faster. It moves a lot quicker because then we refer, business to one another, and that's how we grow. Is by staying connected. And that's what we need to do more so as women business owners, as entrepreneurs, is once we stay connected, then things start to grow at a much faster and better rate.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, and don't forget to listen to Carmelle's show and our show on the Sunday blog called Women's Voices on Air on Rainier Avenue Radio.world, because we're running out of time and you can catch more information and see more of us beautiful women on Sundays during that segment. So, Tina, I want to thank Carmelle for being our guest today. Wasn't that fast? It was way too fast.
Yes.
We have a lot to talk about as women, right? But thank you, and thank you everyone for joining us. Tina, go ahead.
Yes, and we'll see you next time. Until then, my name is Tina Lombard. I'm with Guaranteed Rate Affinity.
And Violeta Strash with John L. Scott. Thank you.
See you next time.
Thank you, Carmelle. Thank you, Daniel.
You've been listening to Real Estate
Carmelle.
and Money. Your hosts, Violeta Strash and Tina Lombard. For more information, call 206-717-4490. That's 206-717-4490. Go to the Rainier Avenue Radio.world website to find the Real Estate and Money schedule, or tune in to our live show every Tuesday afternoon from 2:30 to 3. We will help you find your dream home.